welcome back to Prehistoric Companions. Dylan here, got my buddy Wiz. This is Wiz. He's a Dumerril's boa, quite a big male. He's about 12 years old, and he's one of the newer companions in my collection. He is just a big boy, super impressive snake. I've been actually working with ball pythons and smaller species of snakes for numerous years now, and I've been wanting to upgrade, start getting some bigger snakes. This guy has a girlfriend, her name is Amber, and she's not this friendly, but I'm working with her. So as I indicated in my last video, I am moving to Las Cruces. I did just start my new job teaching middle school science. Seems like I probably have around 90 to 100 new students. So definitely going to be a learning process, get to know them all, but I definitely tell you guys, it wasn't easy leaving my last campus. All my students were, fortunately, I'm so grateful that they were all encouraging and supportive of me starting this new adventure, but it's definitely a very emotionally charged day, saying goodbye to everybody. I'm going to miss those guys terribly, but super proud of all of my students in 5th grade for the tremendous progress that they have made this year. I think those were just such amazing kids. I've got to see them develop, mature a lot more, learn a lot of new skills. I had so much fun teaching, actually surprisingly, math. I didn't think I'd have fun teaching math, but had a lot of fun doing that, and we did lots of cool science experiments my last 2 days. And the kids just did some fun activities. We did this fun activity where I had the kids create detailed instructions on how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And that's just silly because the kids think their instructions are detailed, but once they start reading the instructions to me and realizing like, oh shoot, we're missing some steps here. It was just silly. It was lots of fun, and we got to build a comet. We've been learning about Earth and space science, so we learned about what constitutes a comet and what they are, why they're interesting for scientists to study. I think the kids just like playing with the dry ice and seeing it all smoky, and it's just a fun activity for those guys. So let's take a step back and go back to the classroom and see what those last moments, me being in my classroom was like. I'll tell you, it felt like I was leaving a childhood home. Lots of really good memories in my old classroom. Well guys, this is it. Off to new adventures. This is my last time in this room. I've spent 3 years in this room here at the school I work at, Desert Star. Go Cheetahs. It has been a wild roller coaster. It has been all kinds of things. I have so many positive memories in this room. I feel like I've impacted so many young kids, and so many young kids have impacted me. I'm not gonna lie, it was a really emotional day. So hard to say goodbye to everybody. It's just, this is when, as a teacher, you know the impact that you've had when you see all these kids come. At the end of the day, they all came flooding in my room, wishing me good luck on my new adventures, telling me goodbye. And this is why teaching is so rewarding, is you have the opportunity to change lives and teach these kids amazing things, and just can't thank everybody enough for everything you've done for me. I'll miss you guys. One last note for the kiddos. Thank you guys so much for everything. You guys are amazing. I'm gonna miss you all very, very much. Follow your dreams, and always remember, be the change you want to see in the world. Miss Shandy, she's gonna be taking over the room. She's gonna rock and roll it. I've been training her and trying to get her caught up to speed. I'll tell you, being a teacher, you won't even begin to realize how much it really is. I've been doing this for like 3 years, and I still feel like I wing it every day, but you don't realize how much a teacher actually does until you start training someone else. I'm like, man, I'm not trying to overwhelm you, but I really just want to set her up for success, give her the best opportunity to be as successful here in the room, and I think I did that. So yeah, like I said, definitely gonna miss those guys, but I have no doubt that the teacher that I've been training is gonna take really good care of those kids. I promised them I'll see them all at graduation, so I'll see them again soon. So let's go ahead and just take you guys through the collection here, kind of check on everything happening in my reptile room, see how everyone's doing, and then we'll head over to Las Cruces to check out the new classroom. Spent the better part of Saturday here setting up my plant rack. I've been replanting different plants like Sigonium, some pothos, some bromeliads. Got all my isopods and millipedes on the very top rack here, but yeah, I really like how my plant rack came along. Got some aloe vera, the pothos up here, some different decorations. Got some pineapple growing. I hear it takes quite a while for the pineapple to really get going, about 2 years before it starts, I think, growing a pineapple. More Sigonium, or the arrowhead plants back here. These are really good for bioactive tropical tanks. Another pineapple, I've got like a pitcher plant back here. It's some sort of predator plant. Bugs will fall inside of these pitchers and essentially get eaten by the plant. More aloe vera, Bob Ross. Got a cool spider plant, Aeonium, I believe is what this one is called, or the Black Desert Rose. This one's a Moon Valley Friendship plant, whatever that is. I think it's just got some pretty cool looking leaves. I believe this is a Dracena, or a snake plant. It's one of the air filtration plants. I got 2 of those. This one here is Pacura aquatica, or the money plant. Totally forget what this one is, but I just like how big and broad the leaves are. Huge, massive leaves. Don't know too much about plants, but this is all a work in progress. Got linguini out and about. You see I have Sigonium planted in here. This is a bioactive tank that I had built probably about 2 or so years ago now. Can typically find her hanging out in a little cave area back here. She has a warm hide. She just goes underneath there. She don't ever really go in there. Very rarely have I seen her actually use the cave. Usually she's always out on display up in the canopies. Just an awesome snake to always have out. I can always see her. Sometimes she could be a little spicy, but once you get her out of the tank, she is just awesome. Something I learned from one of my friends I do reptile shows with is I never knew that boas have mustaches. How cool is that? Been working on a colony of Zophobus morio super worms, feeder worms for the lizards and such. Couple super worms here, but there are tons of them in this substrate here. It's a mixture of like cocoa husk and oats. They're all buried underneath there.
So what happens is the beetles, the adults here, is kind of what they look like, just like a little black beetle. There's some old paper towel tubes that I've cut in half so they have plenty of surfaces to walk and climb on, plenty of places to hide. I throw some fruits and veggies in there for them to eat. On the bottom is just a screen, like a screen door mesh kind of material. When they lay their eggs, the super tiny baby super worms will fall through that mesh material and into this area down below where they can turn into adult worms, and I can take the thickest, juiciest ones and separate them into individual containers so I can pupate them and make more beetles and just essentially keep that life cycle going.
Should check on all the royal pythons here. Everyone has fresh water, fresh bedding, but let's just see how everyone's doing. Got one of my albino pied royal pythons. This is a female. She is, I think, only about 5 or 6 months old. Her name is Taffy. This is Atlas, one of the citrus pastel 100% het pied females that I'm holding back. Got Vegeta here. This is the first snake that I had ever gotten. I've had him for, I think, 6 years now. He's doing great. This here is Chip. This is a royal python that was rehomed to me. And from what I understand, this specimen here is, I think the gal I got her from said she was like 3 or 4 years old, and she's way, way stunted. So, but ever since I've got her set up in this enclosure, getting the heat and humidity proper, she slams food. She gets quails, she gets rats, try to shake things up, but every time I've offered her a meal, she takes. And I think she's gotten a little size on her. Okay, here's Danger Noodle. She's a very low expression pied royal python, and I think he's just on the tail end of a shed cycle. A couple days ago when I checked on him, he was deep in blue, so he has not shed out yet, but I suspect within the next day or two, he will have a little surprise for me. That there's Charlie, just a normal ball python. I think she just got a little bit of stuck shed on her, so I'm gonna have to soak her and get that off for her. This is Hula. She's a female bamboo royal python that I got from my buddy Roth's Reptiles, Gabe. Got her at an El Paso Show Me Snakes reptile show a couple years ago, and she's been doing great. When I first got her, she was spicy. She's probably just about breeding size, but Haven't got around to breeding anything for some time, like last 2 years was the last time I did it and was successful, surprisingly. But once I get all moved over to Las Cruces and get into another house, get more situated, build up a little bit of a clientele, people who are interested in acquiring any of my specimens, that'll give me a reason to start breeding again. Here's another one of the babies that I produced 2 years ago. This is a male, normal, 100% het pied that is available. If anyone's interested, hit me up. This here is Caviar. He is a 2.5-year-old male albino pied royal python. Named him Caviar because his eyes look like fish eggs. Super friendly, super beautiful. He's got a lot higher expression of the pied gene going on. Lots of white on him. I love his dorsal because he's got so many varying shades of like oranges and yellows and like yellow spotting. Another citrus pastel, male, 100% het pied. This one too is also available. Another one of my holdbacks, just a normal 100% het pied. This is Aries because on her dorsal, I think she was one of the first ones to hatch. On her dorsal, she has the zodiac symbol for Aries. She was born in, I think, the last day of April, first day of May. It's pretty dark in this enclosure, but I have Cleo, the mother of the babies I produced. I'll get her out here momentarily. Thinking instead of Kermit, I should have named this thing Fatso because it eats so much, but African Bullfrog is doing excellent. Here's a really good look at Looney. I love just that tricolor. This is a female Lamperpeltis triangulum campelli, scientific name. Comes from BHB Reptiles, and I should really get her a boyfriend and possibly start producing some milk snakes, Pueblo milk snakes. So in this here's Grumpy Amber. This is a 6-foot, 150-gallon enclosure that I currently have her in. And when she's fully stretched out, she definitely uses the entire space of this environment. So I'm definitely thinking she's pushing like a solid 7, almost 8 feet long. All right, well, made the transition. Got through several days of orientation and training, onboard training, and I'm finally in my new classroom. Definitely I am feeling very nervous. This is totally new, never taught middle school before, but so far everyone here has been super welcoming. Everyone's just been like, oh my gosh, Mr. Schultz, we've been waiting for you, anticipating your arrival. We're so happy you're here. So I feel just very welcomed. Got a chance to meet a lot of the kids too, and they're just like, oh, who are you? It's like, is he our new teacher? And I think it's definitely going to be a major learning process, and I'm excited for this new challenge, this new journey. It's my understanding I'll be teaching 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. So that'll most certainly be different, but huge step from what I'm used to. Actually got tile in here. This classroom is more conducive to teaching science. Got some sinks in here, and I haven't even started going through like all the cabinets and materials. So I'll be teaching ecology, study of the environment, earth and space science, health, about the human body, and definitely I think it's important just to sprinkle in like other things that I think complements the curriculum and things I think, what do the kids want to learn? I think there's the biggest thing for teaching young kids is just giving them exposure to the world, teaching them all about what this world has to offer. Because I might teach them or show them something that, oh man, I didn't know that you could do something like that in this life, and turn them on to something that they're particularly interested in. All right, and we'll wrap things up here with Cleo. As I mentioned earlier, this is the mother of the babies that I produced 2 years ago. This is Cleo. She's just a citrus pastel royal python. So anyways, thank you guys so much for stopping by and checking out my channel today. You guys are greatly appreciated. I believe we're just at about 1,000 subscribers, so thank you very much. My video postings are very sporadic, but But maybe, hopefully sometime in the nearer future I'll get to more consistency. No promises, but stay tuned. Keep an eye out for the next episode. Again, thank you guys so very much, and me and Cleo here will see you in the next one.